Scratch Podcast, the pod where we talk about the world of film, television, and the creative process that brings these stories to life. Today, we are going to be diving into a story that I have been working on this past year with a very good friend of mine, new indie film neo-noir, She Cries Murder. Today, we're joined by writer, director, and good friend of mine, Tony Capes. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today on the pod, my friend.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How's everything been going with the film? How are things on your end? How are you feeling about it? Because I know I give you a lot of my thoughts, but tell me how the whole process has been. Tell us your favorite things that have been going on with it, biggest lessons learned. What's the overall feeling been about making this?
It's been a lot of learning. It's a huge learning experience as I go along here. It's unique because we've been in production and post production at the same time. So I've also been location scouting. So indie filmmaker, you wear a lot of hats. You're just doing everything. You're producing, you're location scouting, you're editing, you're just doing everything. So, I love making spreadsheets, and that keeps me sane and that keeps me organized in this whole filmmaking endeavor and keeping the story straight and just trying to keep organized. Because when I first entered this and trying to wrap my head around it, I was like, how am I going to achieve this? But then I met you, and I met a bunch of wonderful people, and we just all meshed together, and I was like, this we can do this, guys. I remember I reached out to you and I was like, Joey, let's make a feature film, and you're like, I'm down. I was like, that was easy.
Tell me this, Tony. How'd you get into filmmaking in the first place? Like, I've worked on a few projects with you, but I don't think I know the story of where this all began.
I think like most of us who love films and love making films, we found our old relatives' camcorder in the closet, VHS, CVHS. That's what I was rolling with and when I first started. And you just get your friends and you're like, guys, let's do this. And they're like, goofing off the more you want to be serious about it. But you're just having fun, and you realize that, like, this is what you want to do. And now I'm just like entertaining that, like, that 12-year-old me that was like, this is what you should do. You should do this. This is fun. And this is what you enjoy doing. So
That's awesome. How many projects have you done leading into this, and how's it feeling? Has the preparation with the other projects before this kind of like served you well?
yeah, so I spent my high school just making short films, and nothing great with my friends. And then I went to college for film, and I studied film studies there, and I just loved learning about the history and then the methods, and all the different styles and decades. And it was just, I just couldn't get enough of it. I still can't get enough of it. I mean, I'm like, I'm sure you just love nerding out about filmmaking from what it is now and from what it was back then. But yeah, I've made a bunch of short films. I dabbled with 16 millimeter. Did a lot of digital stuff. After college, I got experience working on reality TV, and I was working at a school with industry professionals as instructors. So I got a lot of experience there. And then just life happens, and you got to pay the bills. So sometimes you got to do jobs that aren't filmmaking. But I've always had this urge to create and make something. So during COVID, I really got inspired, and I just started sitting down and started writing a bunch of stories, and all this like creativity started flooding out of me. It was kind of strange, really, because it was like as soon as like I had my son, and I started having kids, it's just like all this creativity started coming out of me, and I just it was I just I attribute it to them, my son's being born, because I don't know where it came from. Just as soon as they came in the picture, I just had all this creativity come out of me. So
As a dad myself, that's I can relate to that for sure. There's, you can almost kind of get a renewed sense of creativity as you become a father and you see your kids growing up for sure. So Tony, just I as a complete outsider to the process, I'm not one of the crew members, so it's I like to be able to ask the outsider questions. Where would the inspiration come for She Cries Murder specifically?
Well, my wife and I, we love watching mysteries at night, and I like all types of genre films. If especially films that are really kind of grounded in reality, and
Mm.
they start off in reality, and then they built, like kind of like Marvel. They started off grounded, and then they got really fantastical. Um, I just wanted to tell a story that would keep the audience guessing because,
Mm.
I don't have a lot of resources. I don't have, I can't do special effects. I can't flip a car. I can't do all these chase things and all these things that make people excited to watch a movie and keep their interest. So I was like, I like twists. I like the mystery. I like not knowing what's going to happen next. So I was trying to really, when I'm watching these mysteries, like look at the formula
Mm.
and try to dissect how they told the story. And then the parts that were like, okay, they left out this, and then they revealed this at the end, and then they kind of pieced this together. And I was just really interested. I was like, I want to do that. I want to make a mystery. I want to make a detective story.
That's awesome. Were there any direct inspirations, like any films that you watched and you're like, oh, this I got to do something like this?
Yeah, yeah. I was really inspired by Ryan Johnson's first like indie outing, Brick. I don't
Mm.
know if you guys have seen that movie.
Yep.
It's great. I love it. High school setting. They're talking like hard boiled 1940 detectives. Like, it's great, and it's just like so stylish. It's so indie, and it just felt like after I watched it, I was like, okay, this is achievable. Like we can tell a story with limited resources,
Mm.
and make it compelling and interesting, and fun. And then Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Gone Baby Gone, Nice Guys. Those films, when I was writing this, I was like, oh, I just kind of took from that, and I was like, with what I had, and I kind of wrote what I think would make a good story. So
That's
Mm.
awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I love what you've done with it. I love the slower nature of it. It kind of reminds me of an older film. And I can see that now that you spoke a little bit about some of the inspirations of it. Not that we haven't spoken at length
yeah.
about some inspirations for it. But yeah, no, it's cool to hear you speak a little bit more about the inspirations for it. On the more business side of it, how has it been fundraising it, organizing, producing? As you know, whenever I'm on set, I just cover my ears and eyes,
Yeah.
and I don't want to hear anything about that stuff. I just want to turn the camera on and have fun. But how's that been? How's that been for you? You've been such a leader in our crew, and handling this with such grace. So I'd be curious to hear how it's been.
Yeah. I just was like so confused about how to even attack it. I heard so many different ways of trying to get money, reaching out to friends and family, which I did, and then making crowdfunding, which I did. So then and then you read like legends, like you read stories about legends like Robert Rodriguez selling his plasma, which I did. And I've been doing a little bit at a time, just trying to get some fundage because I'm like, just scraping here and there and just trying to make it work, and then you just get creative at some point. You're like, you don't need all this money you think you need. At some point you're on set and you're like, okay, we can do this. We can put a shower curtain here. We can move this chair here. We can make this look like a I can go grab this hospital bed and we can drive to this dealership. Like we can make it work. I can shove this bed into my car and lunge it up the stairs. Like I'm like, what? I've just been saying to myself this whole time while I'm making this is like, whatever it takes. When something sucks and I'm like doing something, I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm like, I have to see this through. I have to make sure this is complete because we've come this far. We've done so much on it. We started this thing in March and we're gonna wrapping up in November. Like, like let's make it worth it. Like, so yeah, I would say blood, sweat, and tears with this thing. Literally, just getting creative.
During this whole thing, what would you say has been the biggest challenge of it then? Is there like, has that, like, the production itself, funding and all that been the hardest, or is there a single incident that you could point out from a day?
Yeah, at first it was like getting fundage, but then I'm like, like I said, I found creative avenues, and then I'm like, okay, I can make this work. I say the most challenging is just there's always going to be curveballs on set, and you try your best to prepare for them, but you can never really be fully prepared. You know, one day we had an actor just not show up, and that threw us for a huge curveball. And luckily, we figured it out, and we worked around it. But like those challenges are that you try to prepare for that you can't really, always see, or is like the hardest part. But it feels good when you can work around it.
Vice versa. I mean, has there been a day that was just like the most fun day that you had on it?
Dude, honestly, I have enjoyed all the shoots. I've been having a blast. It's like like Mike, you have kids and you have family. Like the shoots are my only days out. These are my days out. Like I'm enjoying it. Like I am like it's like how like some dads go golfing on Sundays.
Right.
Like if once a month I go on a shoot and I film with my buddies. That is like the best. I'm like so. Joey, I'm having the time of my life. If I look like I'm grumpy, I'm not. I'm just like
you never come across grumpy.
I just care about the story, but I'm like having a blast.
That's
love
awesome.
You and I know I'm the grumpy one on set.
Yeah, no, it's like we have because it's another restriction of indie filmmaking is you're on a tight schedule because you don't have the time, you're on the resources. So you really get a window, and we have to really knock it out of the park. And miraculously we always do. We always we get everything, and we always somehow wrap on time, which is very rare. It's like that is not common in this industry. But we because we're we have responsibilities outside of this. We have lives, and but we're just trying to get this done. So yeah, we have to wear the assistant director hat a lot. Kind of being like, I feel like because Joey, you and I are like the elders in most of the crew, so we're kind of like, let's go, guys. 'Cause a lot of the crew are younger, like in their 20s and stuff, and Joey and I are like, we want to be at bed at 9. Like, guys, come on.
If people talk about getting a drink after the show, I'm like, no freaking way. I'm going home, guys.
I'm hanging out with you guys. This is us hanging out right now. Like, we're having fun like that. Okay.
I have a little bit of a double question for you guys. How has it been working together? Director, DP, this is a great opportunity. We have the director and the DP of this film together. So how's it been working with each other specifically?
What you
Yeah, Tony's an angel. I think I'm very lucky to work with Tony. He's super patient, super flexible. Like he's saying, in this indie world where it's a lot of people just kind of rolling up their sleeves and saying, like, yeah, I'll help. You have to understand some things are going to not work out the way you think. And I think I'm always so impressed with how patient you are, how kind you are. You never lose it. You never lose your temper. And I feel like I definitely do lose my temper. So I feel like I think it's a very nice working relationship we have. And Tony might tell you something totally different in a second. But I feel like I think in terms of us communicating with each other and explaining what we need from each other, it's been a very great back and forth with Tony. So I love working with Tony. I think I would love to make stuff with him forever.
Thank you, Joey. I completely agree. I think we gel really well together. We, at this point we hop on set, we get right to it. We talk about things. You have your ideas, and I'm like, yes, let's do that. And because a lot of times I have, I see things and how I planned it, but you come in there and you come at it from a different angle. I'm like, I didn't think of that. That's a great idea. Let's do that. And it makes total sense, and I love it. And you're able to roll with it, and you're able to think quick on your feet, and really provide feedback in a way that doesn't make you feel like stupid.
Nothing stupid's ever happened on our set ever.
I love working with you, Joey, and like you said, I would love to just continue to work on more projects, and and probably be a while before features, maybe just just short it out for a while. We'll see how it goes.
I love doing shorts with you though. I think
Yeah.
shorts, I think there's a real merit to shorts that that come to people like us who, a lot of us, we do have full-time roles, and making movies is not something we could do all the time. So
Yeah.
I think they're really great avenues of creativity. But thank you, Tony. I appreciate that a lot. And it's a great project, and I'm so excited for where it's going. And having seen pieces of it, Mike, Tony just shared some of a decent sized cut of it with me the other day, and I'm really excited to see where it's going, and I'm excited to share it with people. So,
Tony, do you have any plans for She Cries Murder? Like, what are the plans for it after you guys are? Oh, I mean, I know it's a little bit of ways, but like after you're done, with post
Oh yeah,
production.
no. I've been thinking about it. It's like one of those things you got to think about all the steps at like the same time, and kind of work on them a little bit. And I have been doing a lot of research because I know, they have like aggregators like Film Hub and avenues like that.
Mhm.
And I know people harp on like what makes more money, what can get you more money, but I'm just more about like how many eyes can we get on this project? How many people can see this thing? And where can we put it where people are like, okay, that's a movie worth merit, and okay, it's on Apple TV or it's on Amazon, something like that. So people will tune in because they're like, oh, it's there, and
Mhm.
so it must be a real movie.
Right, right.
That's really what I want. I just want more. I just want people to see it, and I want them to be able to enjoy themselves. And we're gonna have a premiere after when everything's finished. We'll have a premiere with everyone, like friends, family, crew, and everyone invited. And then after that premiere, I will do Film Hub and try to and maybe submit to a few festivals and see how it plays out. So. But-
oh yeah, let's do it.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome. Tony, what's next after this film? Do you have another one up your sleeve already?
Well, the easy thing would be just write a sequel to She Cries Murder because it's like it's about two brother detectives. It's like you could just write many mysteries.
There you go.
It's kind of set up for that in a way, which is cool. Or I might, I've been trying to be like because this project had a lot of locations. It had like 18 locations, I would say, and it was really ambitious. But we did it. We're doing it. We have like 2 locations left. It's great.
Wow.
I can't believe we got there, but we did. So I'm like, yeah, what if I did another project, but like maybe 1 location, maybe 2 locations, like I'm like, let's just strip it all. Let's see if I can really get a meat and potato story and just really strip away a lot of difficulties to try to like really make a strong performance
Mm.
out of a couple characters or something. Dinner with Andre. They're just in the restaurant the whole time.
Yeah. There you go.
12 Angry Men takes place in
Yes.
one room, the whole thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
great story.
Yeah, I like looking at what kind of restrictions can I use? How can I use that to my advantage? So
Very cool. Do you have any advice for filmmakers out there or anyone who's about to get into this mess for the first time themselves?
yeah, because I literally like my like TikTok feed is filled with like filmmaker stuff, like for the love of filmmaking. So I get like quotes from all different filmmakers, Ridley Scott, Quentin Tarantino, like they're like, just do it, just do it, like, and that's basically what it is. Just go out and literally like put one foot in front of the other, and just even if it's like a little step, just make a little like move towards your project. Write one sentence, write 1 page, then you write a scene, and then you just keep going, and then you just like once you get the story, you're like, okay, I'm gonna draw it out. I'm gonna just take it really small and just move forward each day on the project. I'm always thinking about this project currently. Every day I'm in the shower and it's just like things popping in my head. I get ideas. I'm driving, I'm doing something mundane, and that's all I'm thinking about. And every
Yeah.
day I'm just taking a little step towards completing this thing, and eventually it's going to get completed. So,
It's gonna.
Yeah.
I love that advice, and I do think it's so true, and it's something that I've noticed in the past couple of years of doing more work like this, more narrative stuff. It is just get out there and just do it, because
Yeah.
like everyone's telling themselves that they can't, and it's just like if you just take that first step and actually go film something, no matter how ridiculous it is, no matter how silly you feel, it's like once you do it, it's like, well, no one will ever take it away. Like people asking me about this project all the time, like I don't know, we're just making this thing, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but you know, it's like I think people are seeing that we're actually trying to put something together, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can strive for excellence. You know, it's always good to strive for excellence and learn more. But it doesn't have to be. You're not gonna knock it out. You're not gonna make a Scorsese film the first film you make. You're not gonna, it's just not realistic. It's like, making a film is a feat in itself. It's
Mm.
like running a marathon. it's
Yeah,
you just gotta keep going a little bit at a time, and eventually we get there.
yeah. Do you think the kids one day will ever be in some of your more feature length or even your short length stuff? I've seen them in some social things, but would
Yeah,
love to see
no,
see those little guys be in some of them.
they're definitely interested. My son loves movies, and he's like very movie or motivated. Like it sounds like a like a pet, but it's like he's like, can I watch a movie if we do this? Like he just loves movies, and he retains the stories and he's thinking about them, which is really cool. And you can tell that the gears are moving, and he's really trying to think about like good and bad, and
Mm.
characters and whatnot. So yeah, I think there's if there's an interest there, nurture it, and I'm definitely gonna have them in some projects. They love being a part of whatever I'm doing. So I always turn on the camera, and they want to entertain. So
That's awesome.
I'm glad you guys have finally gotten a chance to meet too, because
yeah,
you
it's
guys
been
kind of
great.
remind me of each other. These
Absolutely.
two creators with very similar aged kids who still do it no matter what, and I'm just like, geez, I don't even have any. I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah, there's some good times where they step in front of the camera and you're like, okay, great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's also another reason why you just have that, a drive. Is like you have a busy life with kids, and you're like, well, you got to carve out some time for yourself, and you like your things that you really are passionate about really start to come out, because you're like
Hmm.
your time is you're very busy, so
Mhm.
you're passionate, and all that stuff creeps out of you, and just and you can't help but just like do stuff that you like to do.
And Tony, to your point, it's like you kind of just want to say, let's just turn the camera on, let's just do it, because
Yeah,
like you said, you're so busy with kids and your day job and stuff, and it's like let's just make the movie, let's just do it.
yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
and yeah, and just as long as we tell the story and the story feels complete,
Hmm.
that's like the most important thing to me. That the story, make sure it sounds good, make sure the performances are good. Like when you're watching it and you're like sucked in, and you're not like, are you like cringing at the performance? And that's when I'm on set, I don't need to be in Video Village. I just need to be next to Joey and the actors, watching the actors. You just feel it when it hits, and you're like, okay, great, that's awesome. Let's move on. You guys killed it, and you just know it's a good take. So
Yeah, I still feel like I'm working that relationship on if it's a good take while I'm filming it, if I know it when I'm filming it or not. I think I've gotten better at it because of this experience, but
yeah,
it's definitely still it's an interesting dynamic because to go from like just videographer to like narrative stuff, it's an interesting world, and I'm still getting used to it. And geez, I hope this thing is good by the time we push it. Sure it will. I'm sure it will.
a lot of times, like after we've been doing this for so long, like so long, you just have to like trust your gut sometimes. Like you have your intuition. You're like, a videographer. You're capturing a wedding or an event. You have instincts. You're just like you've been doing it so long. You just know what to grab, what to take. Like that's why we work so fast on set. You're like, okay, let's get coverage, let's get a wide, let's get close-ups. Like how to bing bang bang. Like it's great. It's like we just trust our instincts and just work as artists. And I think that we can't help but make something fun and entertain.
Yeah. And I also want to just shout out to you for the edit too. I can't imagine what that's like to be editing such a large piece, but you're really just like taking it in stride, and it's super impressive. And what are you editing on that? Can you tell us a little about that before?
I'm editing on DaVinci. I'm editing on an old Mac 5.1. So,
Nice.
and but the graphics card is really good, and I got a solid state hard drive, so it's wicked fast. The
Ooh.
only thing is I'm on DaVinci 17, so but editing is editing. Any non-linear, if you know all the tools, you know how to use them. You do a little research and you can figure it out. I don't have like all the AI features, which I mean is a blessing probably, because
Yeah,
who wants AI on this project?
using DaVinci 20. So sometimes I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's
what's going
crazy
on
the,
here?
the what you can do with it.
It's it's
Yeah.
expansive, but also could be like a little bit like you get into a rut and you're like, what? How do I do this? Where is that?
Yeah.
Tony, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks
It
for
was so
having
great
me.
to talk a little bit more about the film and hear
Yeah.
like your from the director's point of view. And like I said, it's been such a great ride with you. Mike, do you have anything to add before we sign out tonight?
No, I'm really excited to see it. I've been seeing all the social media stuff. I've been hearing all about it from Joey, his experience being the DP and all that. So I'm just really excited to see the film, and I'm very much looking forward to that wherever it lands. Whenever
Yeah.
you're done with it.
Yeah, we got to get you on some projects too, Mike.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Capture Scratch Pod. If you enjoyed today's subject, please subscribe, like, and comment to add some conversation to what we were chatting about today. If you want to join us for next week, Mike and I are going to be celebrating the season and talking about some of our favorite holiday films. I can't believe it's here already, but we are there. So thanks for listening, and remember to watch movies and